Hanoi, 1986. On a winter morning, Hanoi awoke submerged in a fog so dense it felt tangible. A thick white curtain that seemed to swallow the sounds of the waking city. This was a mist that did not just drift. It clung, casting a damp gray veil over the moss-covered, jaundiced walls of the old quarter. The cold was not a sharp, sudden bite, but a persistent, dull ache that had settled into the very bricks of the houses. Under the eaves of a state-run eatery, human breath mingled with the thick, white steam rising from a massive aluminum pot. The vessel sat like a silent, metal heart, pumping clouds of vapor into a hazy, liminal space. Everything unfolded quietly, without haste. There was no shouting, no urgency, only the collective patience of those who understood that time in 1986 moved at its own sluggish pace. The official pho served here offered a momentary sense of stability, but it could not satisfy the physical hunger for something more, something quietly forbidden. Follow the scent of honeycomb charcoal smoke, deeper into the narrow veins of the alleys. Here, the jaundiced walls seemed to pulse with a faint, internal heat. Inside a space no larger than 6 square meters, the air is thick with a swirling fog of steam that blurs the features of Mrs. Ba's face. A massive aluminum pot sits atop a glowing stove, emitting a rhythmic, low-frequency bubbling that vibrates through the damp floorboards. Mrs. Ba moves with a monastic intensity. Her hands perform a practiced ritual.
This one is for the teacher. A bit more flank to warm the bones.
Teacher Kim receives the bowl with both hands, allowing the heat to seep from the thick ceramic into his palms. The richness of the beef fat coats his tongue, followed by the profound, lingering sweetness of the simmered bones. In this cramped space, there is only the sound of rhythmic slurping and the constant rise of steam. People eat with their heads bowed, leaving the cold world outside behind. The comfort shatters. Lan, the neighbor, stumbled through the door. Her face is drained of color. She managed to hiss a few sharp words.
Mrs. Ba, he's at the head of the alley.
Teacher Kim freezes. A single drop of rich, fatty broth spills onto the table. A dark, indelible mark of his presence there. It is the countdown. Each thud of the black leather shoes on the damp bricks carried the weight of an official verdict. It was the stride of Mr. Bin, the neighborhood head. He stopped at the door. His eyes narrowed as he scanned the room.
No cooking today. The teacher just stopped by for tea.
Mrs. Ba, the scent of this beef reached the head of the alley. Do you take me for a fool? This pot, those bones, are you boiling tea with marrow now? This is a violation. Unlicensed beef, marrow. If I don't report this, others will.
Mrs. Ba offers no defense. She simply reaches into the steam, her ladle retrieving a single slice of brisket, tender, pinkish brown, and trembling. She placed it on a small saucer and pushed it toward him.
The morning is cold, neighborhood head. A bit of warmth before you go.
Mr. Bin stared at the meat. The room fell silent, occupied only by the rhythmic bubbling of the pot. Finally, he sat heavily on the wooden stool. He picked up a spoon and tasted the broth. The richness of the marrow spread through his palate, a sweetness that seemed to anchor him to the chair.
Mrs. Ba, next time, don't let the scent reach the street. If the district comes, I won't be the one standing at your door.
The boots retreat, their sound swallowed by the wind. The tension doesn't vanish. It just pushes back into the shadows. Mrs. Ba wipes the sweat from her brow and plunges her ladle back into the cauldron for a new guest.
Lan, Clear the table, child. Let the teacher finish his tea in peace.
Mrs. Ba, a bowl. The usual way.
The soundscape of survival returns. The fire, under the pot, stays lit. By night, the northeast monsoon howls through the old quarter. Mrs. Ba lies in the dark, pulling a faded cotton quilt to her chin. From across the street, a faint, muffled sound drifts through the air. It's the hiss and pop of a desktop cassette player. A ghost of a melody, lyrics about a mother's legacy, thin and ephemeral. To Mrs. Ba, it is just a mechanical hum. The winter of 1986 is closing its doors. The embers are gone. The foe is a memory, and the city is left to the wind. Become a guardian of these memories.